How I met Fred is all down to Louisa Ferguson. We were lying in her bedroom in Clapham after a night out, or perhaps still on the night out, I'm not sure. And she suggested that I set up a Bumble profile where we set the minimum age to 24, with the intention that I get wined and dined by the most eligible men in London, which was very radical at 22. Fred was my first or second match, and Louisa said, "He's very handsome." So I thought, I'll send him a message. I said, "Would you eat a cheese and jam sandwich?" And Fred immediately replied saying, "I'll try anything twice," which we thought showed great promise. I agreed to go on a second date with Fred after Amy and Marika, two of my bridesmaids, strongly argued that someone being too nice wasn't a reason not to agree to a second date. And that's how I ended up queuing outside Padella, a pasta bar in London, with some nice guy that worked for a magazine about manufacturing.
No one else is there.
I have to admit, the rest is mostly down to Fred. Matching with him on Bumble is the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's funny to think that our fates were left down to a GPS system on a dating app that I'm not sure even exists anymore, but I'm so grateful that it was left down to that. Because Fred is not the man I dreamt of marrying when I was younger.
Second thing to do. It's two. One more, you're out.
Because I did not know that such a man existed. I thought that I wanted a city boy in a suit, but I didn't know that what I needed was a man who's passionate about ancient history, obscure sports, and jerk chicken with awful taste on footwear. Absolute boy. Fred is someone who will debate with me without ever mansplaining or dismissing my opinion. Fred is spontaneous and outgoing. Fred has an open mind and an open heart. And when I'm feeling a 2 out of 10 at the end of the day, he will always be an 8 out of 10 so that together we are whole. Most of all, Fred will dance with me in the kitchen in our pants to 90s pop punk music and serenade Lou like she's the crowd at Wembley. I cannot remember what my life was like before Fred, and I never want to imagine what my life would be like without him, mainly because I've forgotten how to feed myself or do my own washing. On the one hand, I know that I'm very lucky to have met Fred, because he was pretty great from day one. But on the other, I know that we have grown together, and we've encouraged and supported each other to become the people we are today. And I'm excited to see how we continue to grow together as a married couple.
When we first met each other, I could never have dreamed that you and I would be here doing this. I was late to the date that I'd organised, and you had every right to leave. But you didn't. You stayed. And you stayed every day since. We've been through trying times, but with you by my side, nothing's too tough. You'd been through exams, bereavements, setbacks, redundancies, all of which would have been immeasurably more difficult without you by my side. With you next to me, nothing is too much. You're strong where I'm weak, you're patient where I'm irritable, and you're smart where I'm dumb. There's a lot of space for dumb. You bring out the best of me. You complete me. Today I promise that for the rest of your life, I'll be your biggest fan. That I'll cheer you on through all your triumphs and carry you through your tough times. I promise to fulfill your needs, to support you and adore you. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, to grow with you, and to build our dreams together. I love you now, and I love you forever.
For us, it wasn't love at first sight.
We're doing this now?
We were just two strangers looking for someone to spend a sunny London evening with at the pub. However, what it was at first meeting was fun and familiar, and that grew into friendship and then love. With you from day one, I have laughed unabashedly, I have danced with no rhythm, And I have never felt like I've had to hide my true self, and that is because you are my best friend. Best friends do not judge each other. Best friends build each other up and do not cut each other down. Best friends laugh with each other and not at each other most of the time. And you are the best friend of all. You are funny, which is mainly how we got here. You are quick-witted, you are caring, and you are loyal. And I'm totally in love with you. How easy our relationship has been over the last 7 years does not reflect the hard work that we have put in. By hard work, I don't mean that we have toiled or that it has been a grind. What I mean is that we have prioritized our relationship. We have worked hard to build the life we want together. We have fine-tuned, added layers, wiped clear, started again, and pushed each other harder. The result of which is this: us standing here on our wedding day, promising to continue to work hard at us, and for our future together. So I vow now to you, my best friend, that I will never stop prioritizing you and that I will never stop loving you.
To the one who shares my life, my love, and my dreams,
I give you this ring with pride and joy.
I give you this ring with pride and joy.
It is a symbol of my external love,
It is a symbol of my external love,
my everlasting friendship,
my everlasting friendship,
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
Now, the moment you've all been very patiently waiting for, I can now announce that you are husband and wife. And Fred, you may now kiss your beautiful bride.
Today has been the most special day of my life. It's the day that I got to marry my best friend. All day, I've been marveling at just how lucky we are to be here with all of the people that are most important to us. There may be a few people around the tables that see themselves as someone's plus one, a friend to our parents, or who are surprised to receive an invitation. However, every single person here has contributed to our lives in some way. Perhaps you gave our parents advice on how to deal with us when we were children. Perhaps you have a job which led us to question what opportunities lay out there for us. Perhaps you had a chat one day with your partner which enabled them to give us sage advice. Perhaps you are an old friend who once answered the phone when we were sad and cheered us up. I cannot put into words how grateful we are to all of you. Without you, we may not be here today.
Firstly, I would like to welcome Fred into our family. I must warn you, we have our nuances. But having got to know you over the past few years, I know you will fit straight in. Dating someone with 3 older brothers must be slightly daunting at first, but I hope you're now over that and feel part of the family. To walk her down the aisle on what is without doubt one of the most important days of her life so far. The day that little girls dream about, and knowing the meticulous planning Clemmy has put into today, I hope it has panned out to be her perfect wedding. It goes without saying how proud I am of you and how beautiful you look today.
Needless to say, Exeter University was more than impressive, though having found herself during a gap year to Madagascar, it would be Exeter where things would come to be. Soul searching, surrounded by some of her best mates, laughing her head off and dancing all night long. It was reassuring for us to hear us just having fun and catching up on lost time. Misty memories I know she cherishes closely with many of you here today.
By the second decade, Clemmy was proving to be the best accident my parents had ever made. She couldn't have been more different to her brothers before her. She was bright, she was beautiful, and she even read books. I'll end it by saying that having recently become a father, I can tell you get very proud of the tiniest moments. I've no doubt that if Dad was here today, there would be no one in this room or wherever we are more prouder than my father of you. As brothers, we wish you and Fred the happiest day and look forward to everything the future holds. And if you'd please join us in 3 cheers for the bride and groom.
Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray!
Thank you very much.
Just when I thought that Fred couldn't get any better, he introduced us to Clem. When we were first introduced to Clem, he was introduced as the posh one. Everyone could immediately see how natural and happy you two were together. Clem matches Fred's spontaneity, which can sometimes lead him to the point of stupidity, with a more calm and considered approach. Something that not only should benefit Fred, but also people trying to make plans with Fred in the future. Spending time over the years, not only with Fred's family, but more recently Clem's, it's clear that you're both marrying into incredibly kind and supportive families. Clem, you're a wonderful person, and we're really grateful for the day that you met Fred. And I know that that's not just my words, but echoed from the friends in the room today.
Thank you for being here. It means the world that you've all taken time out of your day, week, weekend to come down and celebrate our marriage. So really thank you all for being here. And finally, I'd like to share a couple of things that I've learned about love since being with Clem. And that's that love is, similar to Emma's reading, love is in the small things. The big things are nice, the big things are great, the big things are a real bonus, but the big things, they fade. They're not there all the time. They're the exception to the rule. The real love is really in the small things. It's putting someone first. It's making sure they've got coffee in the morning. It's making sure the water bottle's on their side of the bed before they go to bed. It's making a bit of extra food that they can take to look to work or have when they get in. It's the little things which show that person that they're front of your mind, and that their well-being and life and joy is the most important thing. And your well-being, your life and your joy is the most important thing to me. I'd like to raise one last toast. If you could all raise a glass, I'd like to cheers to my intelligent, my kind, and my drop-dead fucking gorgeous wife.